Did you give him a copy of the contract?
Yes, we emailed him a copy of the contract so he can read it at his own leisure.
Was it before or after he signed it?
Your Honor, with all due respect, what good is it that you send me the contract after I've already signed it?
That's a good point.
But, Your Honor, he was not rushed through this process. He had time to go through.
Your Honor, Ms. Sanders wasn't present when I signed the contract. How could she possibly know? How could you possibly know
Mr. Hallwell,
what your employees are doing?
I am very confident.
I'm having order in this court. We're not turning this into a shouting match. Direct your comments to me, please.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. Now, although the law holds you to the things that you signed, this is a legal document where you have relieved them of all responsibility. That's not the end of it. The circumstances of signing have to be considered too to evaluate the effect of the legal document. Ms. Sanders, you sent him a copy of the contract after.
Yes, Your Honor.
You expected that he would read that?
Well, if he chose to rush through that process, that was on him, Your Honor. I can lose my gym if I don't take the proper procedures to protect the gym and my members, as well as myself as a business owner.
I understand that, but you also have the responsibility to give him a chance to read it before he signs it.
Correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Hallwell, you've submitted medical bills totaling $50,000.
Yes.
How have these injuries affected you?
Oh, Your Honor, physically, I'm in an incredible amount of pain. The rehab is awful. It's necessary, but it is absolutely awful. On top of all of that, I am unable to do my job. My job as a meteorologist requires me to be at a computer. I have to put input and data into a machine using my fingers and hands, and I can't do that.
Now, I gotta tell you, as a meteorologist, I get mad at you guys for being wrong now.
We are more right than we are wrong, if there's that.
That is true.
Absolutely.
But this injury has affected the way you do your job. I see that you've asked this court for $23,000 for over 6 months of lost wages.
Not only can I not do my job, I can't do any of the active things I want. My girlfriend and I, we do a lot of things like ziplining, I play volleyball. And then on top of all of that, I can't work out. And as I told you earlier, I was a chubby kid. I got made fun of. Working out saved me.
And that's why you're asking this court for $100,000 for pain and suffering?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Mr. Hallwell, Ms. Sanders, in order to understand the nature of Mr. Hallwell's injuries, I've consulted Dr. Hadari Brooks, an orthopedic surgeon. So, Sheriff Matt, will you get Dr. Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dr. Brooks.
Hello, Your Honor.
What happens when you tear a rotator cuff?
So a rotator cuff is made up of 4 muscles. I did bring an animated video that may be able to help explain this further. When we look here, this is an example of the rotator cuff coming in and inserting on the top of your arm bone or humerus. It has 2 tears. A tear here we'll call a vertical tear, and then also a tear here where the tendon inserts. We have to place sutures in the tear to repair it here. Then we have to drill holes into the bone to place anchors, which are devices that stay within the bone that have sutures attached. They then get sutured into the rotator cuff so we can cinch the rotator cuff back down to the bone.
What's the long-term damage, Doc?
You're never as good, let me say. Even when we do a great repair, you're never the same as before.
Thank you, Doctor. You are released.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. So, Ms. Sanders, you see that this is pretty life-changing for Mr. Hallwell, right?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. But like I say, Mr. Haldwell is very reckless. He's dropped weights before trying to show off.
The equipment there is beyond Stone Age.
Is your equipment outdated or raggedy?
No one complained. Look, Your Honor, he did not do what he was supposed to do to protect himself. He could not lift the amount of weight that he put on the barbell,
Your Honor,
and he did not load it correctly.
Your Honor,
and he did not have a spotter
Your
who
Honor,
would have
how
helped
could
him
she possibly
put it
know
on the
what
rope
I'm
that he
capable
was-
of lifting?
Mr. Hallwell, I can't hear her if you scream at me.
I apologize,
Thank
Your Honor.
you.
If there's no spotter there, what's he supposed to do if he's going to do it right?
He's supposed to wait.
Mr. Hallwell, why didn't you wait?
Your Honor, there is absolutely zero policy, and nor is it written anywhere that you have to wait.
I'm talking about common sense. That's a lot of weight.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I played college football, did a lot of weightlifting. And I realized that Clint Eastwood was a really smart man. He said a man's got to know his limitations.